Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Bio Inc. Redemption in the Death Campaign. We're going to continue with the Terminal Victims stage, and now we have Death Shields. Doctors can shield up to 2 systems simultaneously. Exactly what that's going to mean, I'm not especially sure, but I think we can play a little bit more normally. So we're going to go for the... What are the odds we can get to the emergency room quickly? I'd love to do so, but I think we're going to have to go for better resources. We will go for more collateral damage, I think, so we can do damage to the systems that are protected. We'll go for cheaper risk factors. Recovery, probably long strikes is good, but maybe we want to go for slow diagnosis instead, and then we'll get quick collapse. Do we want slow diagnosis? You know what, we're going to go for long strikes. We'll use up all of my XP. I think that's going to be a little bit better. Force the doctor to unlock shielded systems by attacking hard somewhere else. Okay, that makes sense, but the collateral damage should make it a little bit easier as well. Cool. So I guess this is the shield icon to let me know if something... So wait, is it shielded in the sense that I can't do any more, evolve any more symptoms there, or is it shielded in the sense that it can't take damage, in which case collateral damage actually won't work the way that I thought it would. It's still good, because it can affect a lot of other subsystems, but that is interesting. So what that means then is that my opponent is probably going to be looking to the overall damage of a subsystem. You know how you have like that -7 to indicate how fast it's going down and stuff over here? They're probably going to choose whichever 2 are taking the most damage. That would be my guess, if and I had to hazard a guess. So what we probably want to do is save up for something... Well, we could go for the risk factors. There's always that. Risk factors are good. We could potentially go for something that we know is going to do a lot of collateral damage, like leukemia. That could be good. Let's go for things like malnutrition and sedentary and overweight. Just get a few of these risk factors building up. We can get +2 every 15 days. Only +2, not +3. Okay, so as we get to these higher stages, that is getting progressively weaker and more expensive, by the way. It costs 5 instead of 4. Don't think I didn't notice that. Let's go ahead and pick that up, though. Earlier you get that, the more value it's gonna get. And, of course, it will pay for itself. For the next level, we need 6 diseases. All right, so we'll get that later. So is the doctor going to start prescribing some health, routines, like working out and stuff? Is that going to be a thing? In which case, is there a reason to go fast on this, or is it better to sit back and do nothing for a while? Let's go for the workaholic. I don't know. I'm not sure. Probably, if we wait long enough for the patient to go to the doctor, then they probably will start prescribing those. So we don't want to dally for too long getting every single risk factor. We do want to start evolving some stuff eventually, and obviously they are going to start curing the diseases as well, so... It is still going to be a race. I can see how this is going to end up being a very difficult scenario. But I think the extra risk factors will make it slightly easier. Let's go ahead and grab Smoker. That's always pretty good. Alcoholic is fantastic. So yeah, we'll do that too. We'll want to save up a lot of points so that we can hit multiple systems at the same time, so we have to, force him to divide his attention. Knowing that we're going to have our 2 strongest getting blocked off. I think that's how it's going to have to be. Let's go for the alcoholic. We'll also grab the junk food addict. That's pretty good. We could go for STDs, which would presumably do some pretty good damage across the board. It worked really well last time. And the doctors are too busy to be useful. Oh, good. So that may mean that they do, less diagnoses and stuff. At least I hope that that's what it's going to mean. Let's go for the dehydration, since I do like getting that. And then what? Probably go for drug addict. The thing is, if I stack up too many risk factors in one area, then it's not going to matter because he's just going to protect that area if I really start focusing on it. So I'm not sure how well that works for me. Might be better to go for something like hereditary and kind of spread out a little bit. And nymphomania, of course, is just going to be good. So maybe we should go ahead and pick that up. It's only 4 points, and it does some pretty solid damage to all the systems that it affects, so why not? Oops, I should have gone for that other blue one first. Oh, well. C'est la vie, it happens. Yeah, we're going to go for Nymphomaniac. It's pretty good. And you know what? We'll also pick up Unlucky. Okay, so if we want to do Drug Addict, that's pretty good. Over 60 years old is okay. Obese is good. Allergies are good. I think now we start focusing on some diseases. That's a lot of risk factors that we've got currently. I could go for something to try and slow down the odds of Jane Doe going to the doctor in the first place, though. That actually might buy me a pretty good amount of time. We could probably do that. Let's see. Yeah, nosocomophobia, and then we could do stage 2. Which one did we get, by the way? Diagnostics take 50% longer to perform. That's pretty lucky. All right, so you're scared of going to the doctor because you don't want to be judged because you have an incredibly unhealthy lifestyle. Perfect. It makes sense. All right, let's grab... Blue is more important than 1. Grab all that, and let's start working on some sort of disease. We will start with the blood clots and the hypertension and the high cholesterol because they are pretty solid. And we'll also pick up... let's say urinary incontinence and a urinary tract infection. Okay, since circulatory and renal are the 2 that are the most affected, and I don't think the doctors are going to shield anything until she goes to the doctor, which actually means that going for nosocomophobia in the first place might be even better. Just to delay when the doctors are going to be able to do damage. Here's the thing, I've now focused all my effort in 2 subsystems, so we're going to want to be able to spread things out a little bit. Maybe work on the digestive and the muscular system next. For example, go for a potassium deficiency real quick. Sure, that seems fine. We can go for an upgrade to our resources. What did we miss? I don't know. I saw it somewhere. 40% harvest power for 8 points. Probably worth. Probably. Just waiting for something. Points? Points! Speed up? Or just give me... Oh, there's the points. Okay, that'll work. Let's go ahead and grab the extra harvest power. That'll make things slightly easier. Yeah, we actually need to be careful not to do too much damage too quickly in some of these systems. We need to spread it out a little bit. Maybe go for some chronic stress. Here's the thing. I'm a little bit wary about spreading out too much, and you're going to have an STD. Congratulations. I'm a little bit worried about going for spreading out too much because that means that there's a higher likelihood of me getting blocked off from a path. Genital warts. That sucks for you. Okay. Actually sucks for me because at some point she's going to go to the darn doctor. Let's go ahead and grab the chronic muscle cramp. 1 point. I don't think there's anything I can get, really. No. Leukemia would be really good to get. 18 points, though. Weight loss. I wonder if that would throw them off from the whole obesity thing. Maybe? All right. 93% health. Still hasn't gone to the doctor, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and grab the chronic stress. That would lead to a nervous breakdown for 1 more point. They usually start at the beginning of a path, not the end of a path. So if I can make at least a little bit of progress in one path, then that might give me some leeway. Possibly, or possibly not. Yeah, she sounds absolutely horrifying like that. Deep vein thrombosis could be pretty good. Going for a stroke would be a really strong power move to shut down the nervous system quickly. I mean, we've spread out our damage a fair bit. So even if he shields 2 systems, something else is going to keep failing. Grab those. Deep vein thrombosis will pick up. I'd like to get this as well so we can keep working down that path. That's 8. 4 more points. Start shutting down the circulatory system a little bit. Renal system looks like it's going to go down first. And visit to the doctor. Those 2 have been blocked. Okay, so that doesn't actually do me much good at this point. We are going to go for gastroenteritis and constipation to do some extra damage to the digestive system. We'll see if that does anything for me. Yeah, it looks like they take no damage. It's not that we can't evolve new things. Oh, crap. That's going to give him a lot of time to actually start curing stuff. I need to be very careful about that. Very careful about that. Make sure I don't get blocked off from something I like. Would like to be able to go for the salmonella infection. That would unlock Crohn's disease. Start doing some more damage there. Yeah, I just need more points. What do I need for the next one? Circulatory system, less than 50% health. Ah, darn! So until we start doing enough damage that he pulls off the circulatory system, we're kind of stuck. Alright, well, we'll see if that works. The good news is his diagnoses take a lot longer, so we're buying ourselves time. I do think actually increasing diagnosis time is better in a lot of ways than going for the delay in curing. I mean, it sounds all well and good, but if he hasn't discovered it, then he can't cure it. So it kind of stacks up the amount of time. It also increases the odds that he wastes his time, I'd like to think. Okay, so we're doing most damage in those places. If I go for something like, let's say, dementia, Still not enough to set him off, but it's enough to do some extra damage. We actually might be able to control this a little bit. If we keep the other systems just below the 2 strongest ones, then we can start ramping up the damage before he switches around his shields. That could be a really good way to force him to let the nervous system die in favor of protecting his renal and circulatory. That may be me trying to be a little bit too clever. That could be the case. But he might be smart. Possibly? I would love to go for chronic depression, because that will do damage to a lot of stuff. Really start messing with him. Nurse is on strike. That was terrible, because he wasn't doing anything. So all we've done is make sure that he can't diagnose anything for a while. Alright, well, let's go to burnout. He's not quite going to switch over, actually. Perfect. So we've maxed out the amount of damage we can do to the nervous system until I get chronic depression. That actually is pretty good. We may want to save up a few points so I can continue working down the renal system, though, before he blocks me off with a UTI, which I would suspect is where he's going to go next. But if we happen to get the 20 points that we need to go for chronic depression, awesome. All right, diagnoses. Oh, diagnoses are now a lot faster. Blech. Don't do that. That offsets some of the benefits that we got. Not a fan. He's still not diagnosing much, though. Let's go for that chronic depression. He did switch things around. He's now protecting the nervous system. Okay, that means we need to focus down the brain aneurysm is really good. I'm going to go for the stroke, though, at 19, since we're close to that. So now we can focus on the circulatory system to try and get it below 50% to get the extra resources, since he's now worried about that nervous system, because it's taking too much damage. Okay, seems fine to me. Ah, darn it. Okay, wait, hang on. I think I can get the stroke. Yes, do that. I think he's going to switch back to the circulatory system. That said, it would do a lot of damage to the nervous system if he doesn't, so even if he does switch something off, he's making it a little bit easier for me. He did prefer a diagnosis, but he's not curing it yet. What does the half-full shield mean? What is that supposed to represent exactly? Someone tell me. Let's go for the brain aneurysm. Okay, so if you ever pull off, you're freaking screwed. 10 points to get an extra 1 resource. What does this mean? It's filling up. Is he not allowed to switch them around quickly? Oh, that could be it. He's treating the chronic stress. That's fine. Chronic stress does not bother me. I don't know. Maybe he's just not allowed to switch them around very quickly or something. Either way, the muscular and the circulatory system are going down pretty quick. He's just not curing things very fast, and thank God for that. Okay, now he's trying to protect the circulatory, and he's leaving the renal system vulnerable. So let's start focusing on that next with the kidney stones and the kidney cysts. Okay, we'll start doing some serious damage there since we have a lot of risk factors working in our favor. I actually think that we have this. He's trying to be more relaxed. Well, we'll see how well that works out for you. As you die! No, I think that we're actually doing pretty well on this. We've spread our damage around, and because he is not diagnosing much, we are actually in a really good position. He's going to have to keep switching him around if he wants to keep this patient alive. Let's work on psychological evaluation, eh? We could go for... Oh, whoa! Oh, because it's locked, so we still can't... Okay, so we can't get anything new there. That's fine. Let's go for that. Renal system's going to start taking a lot of damage. You going to switch him around, or you can't? Maybe you can't right now. This is a good opportunity to kill the renal system. Go into the emergency room, eh? All right. Well, good luck there, Jane Doe. We're going to knock out your renal system for good, though, with the sepsis, which I think might actually affect multiple systems with the collateral damage. I do think going for the collateral damage has worked out pretty well for us thus far. He's probably going to switch over to renal right now if he can. Or he can't, and it is dead. Wonderful. All right, systems are failing. He's switching over to digestive. Well, that means that the nervous system's going to die pretty quick. So, okay, you want to do that? Fine. I'm going to go for the major depression if I can. Actually, we could shut down the muscular system instead. He's curing the burnout. No! That would stop me from getting a chronic depression. I need points. Quickly. Give me 20. Oh, we're actually really close to getting the 20. Thank you. One more. Yay! We get to have the chronic depression before you can block me out. Haha! Sucks to be you, you fool. All systems are going to start taking damage. Yay! Treating the nervous breakdown. Fine by me. So it looks like the systems, even though they are shielded, if the other subsystems fail, they still take damage. So that's something at the very least. As long as you can focus down 1 or 2 systems, you will continue to be able to kill the patient. 14 points. Let's go down a skeletal system. I would like to pick up rickets, so we can start doing some extra damage there. Renal system, nervous system, and muscular system have failed. Digestive, even though shielded, is well on its way to joining them. Circulatory will be close behind, and then the patient is already at 4%. Ah, you threw up on me! One last act of vengeance, eh, Jane Doe? You're dead. That was easy enough, actually. That was not too hard. Spread out the damage, get a lot of risk factors so you can start doing some serious damage, and then just make sure you don't get blocked off. And we got lucky because the doctor just wasn't diagnosing very well. 3,900 points is not too bad. 305 days is actually a pretty quick kill. And now we are prepared to move on to our final mission in the death campaign before we start doing everything on lethal difficulty. Multi-kill. Oh my gosh, terminate 2 victims simultaneously. How's that even supposed to work? We're going to find out. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If so, then be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Hit that notify button for my future videos, and I will see you guys next time.